So these are my first thoughts on the Delta Rune, which is Undertale 2, I guess you could call it that. I mean, it's not actually a sequel or a prequel or anything like that. It's a very strange sort of world. It's basically what like Majora's Mask was to Ocarina of Time. It uses a lot of the same sort of characters and ideas, but it all sort of jumbled up into a new world. You see a few of the characters from Undertale spread out the whole of this game. For instance, you meet very early on with Toriel, who appears to be your mother. You're playing the new character, Chris, who is basically another Chara-like character, but more of a Frisk-like character, but with Chara's like design and jumper and things. So there's definitely more references back to Undertale. So it's not basically a carbon copy of Undertale. It has its own sort of unique feel to it and design, and it's very interesting the way that Toby Fox has actually portrayed this demo so far, as we call it. It's been broken up into chapters, and this has been called Chapter 1. Whether this will be just a reveal to say this will be the first episode and you'll be able to play more of the future or whatever, we don't know yet. From what Toby Fox has said on his Twitter account, he has said that this is basically going to take him a long time to completely finish this game, he believes, on his own, and he's trying to form a team to help him out make it into a full game. But this whole video I'll just show off bits and pieces of what I've thought of the game so far and why I'm really looking forward to seeing this project develop further in the future. So the story sort of goes with you wake up in a bed and you get woken up by Toriel, of all people, who reveals to be your mother or guardian, however you want to call it, and wake up with the fact that she calls you Chris. And Chris is the new character who you take control of as the main protagonist in the game. And basically, he is the brother of Azrael Dreamer, who appears to be alive and well and at university. And like I said, as mentioned, you are the son of Toriel, who is a teacher at the local school. And the plot of the start is you've woken up late and you have to get to school really quickly. So there's a nice little introduction. You get driven straight to school and a nice little hug from mother before entering your classroom just fairly late, but you still got to sort of meet people there and get this introduction from Alphys, who from Undertale, who's the Dr. Alphys. And you go further on to find that you are in part of a school project, where in this school project you have been assigned someone out to work with, but you need to find a partner to work with. Ask all the people in the classroom, and everyone's already paired up and stuff, and another character reveals himself and comes through the door. This is Susie. Susie is basically displayed as the school bully in the classroom, and everyone seems a bit antagonised by her and fearful of her from talking to some of the students. You find that Susie is actually probably one of the most interesting characters in the game for the way she changes her style and things throughout this whole first part of what's been called a demo of the game, which is yet to be developed and released. So basically, she's an interesting character. You get paired up with her. The project starts. And you effectively have been tasked with the first thing, because Susie arrived late, to go and get some more chalk from the spare cupboard room, whatever you want to call it. So you and Susie go off, and she basically nearly starts a fight with you, nearly eats your face, like a bully would, obviously. But this goes on to you go enter the cupboard with her and have a good conversation with her about things, mainly stuff that she doesn't want you to do. She has been portrayed really well as this real powerful character who just doesn't care and just wants to fight everyone, and I think that's a really good character development for this character. I was really interested in Susie's story more than anyone else's, if I'm honest. So they enter the closet cupboard to find chalk, to find out it's actually just a darkened room, which gets revealed to be another world. So you go through, and this appears to be the second coming of an Undertale underworld, underground sort of area where you've fallen down again, and you're back into this world you've got to try and escape from. It's very similar to the sort of aspect of Undertale and where it started from that point onwards. You go into this area and you are immediately greeted by a few people, including the wizard-like character. He's sort of like a healer, wizard-like looking character, like a magic magician. He's called Rousey. And Rousey's an interesting character altogether. He seems to be the like a wisdomy sort of character of this, who knows what to do and how to do it, but he needs help to convince the other characters to be willing to do this task to get to the end of the level and make this black fountain disappear so you can get back home. So that's pretty cool, the way it's they've given you a new character straight away and given you some new tasks to do, and it sort of immediately gets you into the battle mechanics of the game as well. Before you meet Rousey, you are introduced to one of the main enemies of the game. You meet Lancer, who is basically the main villain you meet early on in the game. Lancer has the sort of physical appearance similar to Sans as a character. He's very small but very tubby. His whole body, his face is basically like a black spade, like a pack of cards kind of spade, and it appears as you go through you go through a forest area, all full of mazes, and there's lots of different puzzles, very similar to the puzzles made by Papyrus in Undertale. So we go through, and there's all sorts of different things to do. There's different characters to meet and different characters to fight in this new battle mechanics sort of system. And the battle mechanic system is basically using the original box attacks in Undertale, It's using the same sort of box bullet hell sort of system from Undertale, but it is basically involving all three characters. Chris is the main person who is the one telling the other characters what to do, and you can do combo attacks with Chris and one of the other characters as you go through. Whether it be healing, whether it be using the same sort of aspect of acting to prevent fights from happening, prevent deaths, or you can go in and just attack everyone and have no repercussions of this at all. So this is the strangest part of this game, that it doesn't say be that focus on kill or not kill. The option is there, but there's nothing to change the story as such going forward. It doesn't really matter whether you do kill everything or if everything does survive. There is no sort of story changes from what I've heard, but I'm yet to investigate this, so I will investigate this further with the second playthrough, which I'll probably be recording for the channel. You go through the forest area and you end up at basically a castle. The castles or castle clubs or castle spades, and each area's got like different enemies within it. It's very like a darkened area and room, and you meet Lance's dad, who is the main big boss of the whole area. While trying to stop Susie from basically constantly attacking things throughout the game, this one sort of changes aspects slightly. The fact that she now knows to act and listen to what you're saying because you basically have the right idea and plan going forward. It's a really interesting sort of change in aspect, because throughout the first sort of half of the game she's like, I want to attack everything going forward, I'm not going to listen to you whatsoever. And then it gets to this part of the game and she's like, she changed the character feel to it and like, right, okay, I will listen to you, I will do what we need to do, and she seems to have that more heroic feel to it. So it's interesting how they sort of changed it so quickly and how it seemed to work so well. Really impressed with this part of the game. Yeah, so there's lots of really weird character reveals, which I'm not going to sort of do for this video. I want to leave as much as I can like freely available for you to explore yourself, of course. But at the same time, I think so far what I've played of this, I would really want to play a full version of this game. I think it'd be excellent to see. In terms of the experience I've had, I think it's wonderful. I think we can definitely say it is effectively Undertale 2, but it does have its own unique story and style to it that it can deliver on its own accord. I think generally, this is going to take a while to come out, if it ever comes out, so it'd be interesting to see what Toby Fox has to in store for us. There is a little end bit where you explore the town as well. I won't show off too much of that because there's lots of like nice reveals and areas to explore. But I think from that I will leave that there, and you can carry on with the rest of the game and try it out yourself. Cheers guys for checking out the video, and I will catch you all very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.